Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Aloha.
What's
Where's
happening?
my stinky boy?
Alan's
Where's my
not
stinky
here
boy?
again. Stinky boy,
I
stinky
missed
boy.
my stinky boy.
Stinky boy. Oh, my God. I got so nervous. I heard 2 volumes at once, but it was just the iPad. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to Now That's Disney's Disney Night Live. It's Saturday.
This is the best night of the week. This is my favorite night of the week. I have to start out with an apology, though, because it just occurred to me. So, Dave, I texted you this morning when I was
Hi,
at
Michigan.
work.
Yeah.
I texted Dave this morning at work. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I forgot to email you this week's episode.
Oh, that's fine.
I'll do it as soon as I get home. Well, I've been home for about 6 hours, and now that I see you, I'm like, what was I supposed to do?
It's all good. It's all good. I didn't even, you know what I do? I'm always like a week behind in uploading our podcast episodes.
Yeah.
So I still have one in the trigger, but ciao, Bella.
So we always have one in the can just in case.
Right. One in the can.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't even do it tonight. I napped for a little while, about an hour and a half. I needed a nap. So I'm here though, and I got to share it out to everywhere. And we're so happy everybody's with us. Lisa and Mike and Skipper Jay.
Yay.
We're here for part 2 of favorite Disney ride queues because we had so much fun last evening or last weekend. I just saw evening in the comments. Congrats to Lily Johns, who won the Winnie the Pooh Scentsy Honey Pot Warmer.
Congratulations.
I'm so happy when we get the winner and we can tell people who it was, and I'm so happy it was Lily. She's a big fan of the show and always tuned in, and I love that. So let me just remind everybody, we are live. Please share us out if you can. Yes. We're on Now That's Disney's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We're all over the joint. Please share us out.
If you're watching later on YouTube, make sure you smash that subscribe button. You tickle that bell icon, make it laugh so you get notifications. Give it that tickle. And hey, whatever podcast
There you go, Lisa.
Oh my God, I dropped the word. Whatever podcast feed you're listening on, make sure you give us a 5-star review. Bump that up. You know what you should do is you should do all your friends, your family, even your enemies. You should subscribe to this show.
Even your frenemies.
In their phones.
Your frenemy, anybody. Send it to them for punishment, but maybe they'll like it. And give us some likes, some love, some hearts. I mean, anything, guys. Anything. Comments, good, bad. We just want somebody to
not bad.
Oh, not bad. I take that back. We just want someone to watch us and like us and acknowledge the fact that we're here. Excuse me, for you, and we're here for us because we'd still be here. We love doing it. I mean, this is what it's all about. So, happy Saturday again. I'm so excited that we're here. Part 2, Disney ride queues, favorite Disney ride queues. But I do have a piece of news I want to share, because it's been a long time in the making. John Bender is finally out of detention, guys. Okay.
About time.
Saturday, March 11th, 2023. John Bender is officially out of the last of his Saturday detention. Congratulations, John Bender. We love you guys. Breakfast Club, one of the best movies ever.
You know what's crazy is how young Judd Nelson looks in that picture.
He's a great looking dude. I mean, look how good he was.
Yeah. He looks like a baby there. So that's how I know this is the Get Off My Lawn show.
It's so funny, though. I mean, to think about that, right?
I'm the Dread Pirate Graybeard.
Yeah. Mike doesn't even know what breakfast is. Never mind the Breakfast Club. This guy's too young for us. But for Lisa and Jason and myself, we know the Breakfast Club, you know?
Oops.
You know what? That's my favorite sandwich to get in the morning.
Spring forward, the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Spring forward tonight.
That's right.
Spring forward.
Dear
my God.
Can we please just stay there this time? No more falling back.
This is it. This is it, they said, right?
They said that last year.
Yeah, I think they said that this is it.
Saying that, and then we fall back every year.
I don't want to fall back anymore. I just want to spring ahead and keep going forward, guys. It's not with this time change. I love to go
for an early morning walk at 7 a.m. in the dark, but then I also like the sun to stay up until 8 p.m.
Yeah, I don't like driving home from work in the dark.
No, it's depressing.
Right, New Jersey winters, and it's 5 o'clock, and it's like pitch dark. I can't take. The older I get, the worse it is for like the oncoming lights. So I'm going to get rid of these banners here. But again, please share us out. We're live. We're Now That's Disney. And this show is Now That's Disney Night Live. What did I want to say? Oh, I know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about our friends over at D Magic World. The greatest streaming Disney music station, guys. Again, another week that they have brought me through the work week with their streaming Disney music. I'm getting pumped up for our April trip, and I'm listening to D Magic World all the time.
I'm under a lot of stress right now. I'm under a lot of pressure. Time is of the essence for a few things right now. I'm working on some stuff. And so in between my just stressing second to second, I'm listening to D Magic World, and it's like, oh yeah, I have a trip coming up. I'm good.
That's right. And it gets you in that mood, right?
D Magic World is not only home of the sexiest listeners on the internet.
They really are sexy.
They are the sexiest people on the internet.
Yeah.
Jasper, you're helping me keep my sanity right now.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It helps me not hurt people at work. It really
does. I have not gone full Joan Crawford because of D Magic World.
Ooh, Joan Crawford.
Listen to that.
I got wire hangers in the closet, so.
Wow.
Now watch. That's going to be the audio drop he uses.
That is the audio drop.
That's going to be the clip he uses.
That's the one. I'm just sharing this out to a couple more places. We're going to get into our Disney ride queues. Favorite Disney ride queues, part 2. I just wanted to vent for maybe 2 minutes if you guys would allow it.
Vent
about
away.
The Disney.
I'm passionate about. So vent away.
What did I miss?
The Disney pre-advance registration for the DAS, the Disability Access Service Pass.
Yes.
This is something Disney started a couple of years ago, and last year's adventure with this was the same as this year. So 30 days out from visiting Disney World, you can register online pre-advance for the Disability Access Service Pass, the DAS. instead of doing it in the parks at guest services. So it does save you some time. The person who has the disability takes a photo, they add the family members. So you do this all online. And then the part about the pre-registration online is too, they pass you off to somebody after that who helps you select 2 pre-advanced DAS return times. Okay. These are not like the major rides. You cannot use anything with a virtual queue. These are not like the major rides. These are some other selected rides that Disney lists on their website. But it's the process and the system that I think
these attractions, are they ones that have like particularly long queues, or
no, it's just
like queues that are really active?
It's all the different rides that aren't like anything that's a virtual queue is not included, and it's not like Space Mountain's not included.
Okay.
Seven Doors Mine Train is not included. Flight of Passage. So it's the top tier rides are not included.
Okay.
But you can select 2 advanced for each day of your park reservation. So it should help you out. But the problem is this system, in order to do it, in order to be successful at it, you got to get up 30 days out exactly at 7 a.m. and get online. And you're still going to wait about an hour and a half, 2 hours online in front of your computer, waiting for a cast member to come and help you pre-register. I called the night before our 30 days and I asked, is it 30 days of our visit or 30 days of our first park reservation day? The cast member said, it's your visit. Now, this was 31 days I called. I called the next morning and confirmed, and another cast member told me it's 30 days. So I went online, and I sat there for an hour and a half, actually over an hour and a half, only to have a cast member tell me, I can't help you. Your first day in a park is not until 31 days out. So basically, you can't do this process. And before I can even get a word in, they just said, I have to go help somebody out else and disconnected me.
Oof.
Right. So I called.
And how long were you on the phone?
It was while you're on your computer or your phone waiting in a chat for somebody to come. Now, the system is not a virtual queue. You're in it. There's a chat box and it keeps timing out. So in between all this, you're timed out and you have to get back in and reestablish your queue. It takes you right back to where you were, but it's a whole process of sitting there. If you walk away for a little bit and the cast member comes and you're not there to chat with them, you'll miss it and they'll just leave. So you are locked into being in front of your device. So I called and I spoke to another cast member who was the third cast member that I had spoken to, who said, and this was through the DAS, the Disability Guest Services. They said, no, you should be able to do it today. I said, I'd like to speak to your supervisor. Supervisor comes on and says, no, it's actually 30 days of your first park visit. So what did I do? I went online and I registered for Magic Kingdom for April 6th because that would take us to 30 days. And I said, okay, now I have one. And I went back online, like this is now 9:30, okay, in the morning. And now I waited another couple hours for a cast member to finally come and register us and help us.
I was going to say, so far, how many cast members? This is like 4 cast
members. This is 4 different cast members I've dealt with.
And how much time?
Oh, the night before was 2 hours, and then that day was like 5 hours. So
good morning.
The day I finally got it right was 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's how long I was online. By the time I finally got a cast member and they took Colton's photo, he was home not feeling well that day. They took his photo and they said, what can we help you with? And they said, we're going to pass you off to a cast member who can now help you with your pre-advanced selections. Alls I got were noon and 5 p.m. Okay, what are people doing at noon and 5 p.m.? They're having lunch or they're having dinner.
Yeah.
I said, I just sat here and wasted so many hours, and all you're telling me is there's no other times available for any of these pre-advanced selections other than the time I already sat and made lunch reservations at 60 days out or dinner reservations at 60 days out. Nothing we could do to help you. These are the times either you choose some or you don't get any. So I really think your system's broke, Disney. Number one, go to a virtual queue like you do with your rides. There's no reason I need to be locked in front of my computer. And I'm sitting there joking around going to the cast member, right? Like your entire day. And I'm literally saying at some point today, I have to use the bathroom. At some point, I should probably take a shower. At some point, I need to walk away from my computer. They don't respond to you.
No.
No, it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't. it should never be this way. You should not be losing huge chunks of time to speak to somebody, and they need to have all their answers lined up in a row. They need to be consistent. They all need to be on the same page. What they're doing is a waste of your time. It's a waste of their time.
Yeah, the system's not good.
Yeah, if you rather than cutting thousands of cast members' jobs, or why don't we fix this?
Right. Yeah. So I suggest that Disney moves to a virtual queue for people waiting. So I go online and maybe there's a time and it tells me the time that I can go online and have roughly about, but not sitting in front of a computer for hours on end, waiting for a cast member to finally come through and say, okay, you're going to be next. I'll be right with you. And the other thing too, again, is I got on pretty early and I got on at 30 days out now. And there were no rides available except for lunch and dinner. So how many more people got on before me? Again, this is like Fast Pass where there's nothing available. Your systems are broke. You're not helping the people who are trying to pre-register for DAS. You're making it more complicated. So this system is designed to help us, but this is a pain in the ass.
And, Dave, I think there's one person who can be blamed for all of this. It's not who you think it is.
It's not Bob Chapek.
It's not Bob Chapek. I went to Disney World a few years ago with somebody. I shall not name names.
Oh, yeah.
But this person had bragged about how they had managed to, how they are consistently managing to abuse the Dash system with
taking advantage of it. Yeah.
Taking advantage of it. And this person openly bragged in front of cast members. Can I use the B word?
Oh, yeah.
No, I won't use the B word.
Maybe not.
But everyone knows what I'm talking about. So but this person, while we're in line for Space Mountain, the look they gave me, and all I could do was say, I'm sorry with my eyes back. The look these two cast members gave me when she said, I'm a witch to get what I want to these people.
Right. Yeah, and that's not the system. I mean, it's designed to help the
system, but I can kind of see where Disney's, in a way, I can see where Disney's, because of people like Disney's
this is why
want this to be so difficult.
But you know what? I don't know, Lisa, how you feel.
It's her fault because she said something.
Yeah, they're not, because of HIPAA, they're not allowed to do certain things. The cast member comes on and says, well, how can we help your child? And I just said, this is the areas where he needs help in. And they're like, okay, we can move forward with this process. I'd rather you say I need proof, and I'll give you proof. Mm-hmm. Because at this point, how many people are cheating the system to where I got online and there were honestly probably people that really need the help, but how many people that didn't need the help that took advantage of the system?
The people cheating it are taking it away from people who actually need it.
And so what? I'll give you proof. I have the paperwork to show that my son has a diagnosis and all the different things that he goes through. And Lisa, I'm sure you feel the same, right? Like,
absolutely.
Right. Like, at this point, I'm willing to go, here you go. I don't care. You're not breaking my heart and you're not breaking any rules with HIPAA. I'll show it to you. Instead of them just saying to anybody who says, oh, I need help with this, and it might not be true because
instead of the endless game, why don't we just because it's designed, it's like designed for you to get in and get lost in the system.
Well, yeah. And I said to the cast member
and not want to do it.
I'm in the chat going, I just sat here 60 days out and selected all my dining. And now you're telling me the only time you have times are 12 and 5. I go, so my 60 days in advanced dining is, I said, should I reschedule that, which isn't available, or should I just not go ahead and book any of these pre-advanced selections? So, I mean, and I reached out to Disney with an email. I haven't been contacted back yet, which I also think that you should have reached out. And get back to your customers a little bit sooner than that, and maybe take the advice. Take the advice from them. So this was earlier in the week. It's now Saturday. I've heard back from them.
And how much stress has this added to your trip? How much stress has this added to your week?
It's more stressing. You think the system's going to help you, and it doesn't. It actually is more of an annoyance. Me frozen, or are you frozen? Are you there?
I see you both.
Yeah, I see everybody.
Oh,
so. Yeah. That's my point on it. And I think Disney should maybe speak to some people about how to improve the system and maybe move to a virtual queue or a different process.
Yeah, I have a couple of ideas just from what you said. one of the things is
Dave, I'm 1,000% on board with what you're saying. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I think a couple of things, they kind of need to have like someone who, and supposedly these people are, but it seems like they should have some specialists like that only focus in on this and maybe can understand what it's like to be in a family with or be a person with a disability, because this is incredibly hindering to someone, and it could be frustrating, and it could be enough to, cause behavior, panic, like all of those things.
Right.
And I think it would be really nice if those supervisors maybe that you wanted to talk to would call in or do the chat as a person with a disability, because I can't even imagine that supervisor would like this process. I can't imagine, that this may sound good on paper or in boardroom or in some, meeting, but it's not functional and it's not really helping.
No,
it sounds like it's the product of like meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, and then everyone's
this is a good idea, right? Like, and know your system too, because why I said to the supervisor, why did I get 3 cast members that told me I could do it now? I said I wouldn't have gone on at 7 a.m. I said, do you understand that I would have saved myself at least a couple hours of being online waiting if they didn't say I could do it? I mean, and they were confident about it. She goes, no, you can't. I go, then there's an issue with your training too. I said, they don't have the information they need at their fingertips.
They don't.
Because they don't, and they don't understand. I mean, that's 3 cast members that confirmed I could do it.
And see, my big 2 takeaways from this are, this is not Disney guest service. This is not the way it's supposed to be.
No, it should be better. So
it should never hit this level.
No.
And really, the problem is the people that take advantage of the system. And I'm just going to flat out say it. I don't care if you're listening or watching and you're one of those people. Shame on you.
Yeah.
There are people who legitimately need it. And if you're lazy and take advantage of it because you don't want to wait in line, shame on you.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's a lot of people out there that really need the help. And as our son gets older, it's getting easier. We're not at the point of 100%. Like it's a great, it's going to be a perfect day, but it's gotten better than when he was 4 going on 5 on his first visit. But we still sign up and we might use it or we might not use it, but we legit actually have a reason to try out for it. So anyway, that's enough of my
and you should
rant.
Oh, we can do this. We can do this for about 3 hours.
I have so many attraction photos loaded. I need some cheering up.
Yeah, let's do some cheering up. But thank you for sharing.
I just felt like
I'm passionate about it. You know that.
If we ever have to do like a live all night long show, for charity or something, where we'll
just
for
go
like
on
60
about
hours.
It. Oh, and then we could do
this is one of those topics we can just chew on.
It's not even like a Patreon thing, but like an after hours thing where I can legit curse and stuff. But I know that Becky like she did it too for her son, and she, she's like, it wasn't that bad, but she's like, all the times I'm getting her 11:30 again. What are people doing at 11:30, 12? They're having lunch, and so I kept saying that to the cast member in the chat, and they don't even respond back with like any passion or like compassion. They're like, this is what we have. Do you want these rides or not? Basically, this is the times.
And that is, and this is why people are going to flock to Epic Universe. Well, there's another tag in my pin board for this subject.
Well, I said that to the cast member in the chat a couple times too. I go, we're not the kind of family that's in the park all day. I said, my son can't handle being in the park all day. Mm-hmm. So what you're basically saying by the times you're giving me is I need to get there basically park opening, and I need to stay well after dinner in order to meet the times that you're saying are, oh, I'm sorry, this is the times we have available. I'm sorry. And I was just wanted to keep saying like, okay, reshuffle your deck or something. Like can't you just reshuffle the times then? Like keep trying. Hey, bud.
Hippity happity, how's it going, Russ? My name is
okay, I'm live right now though. You want to say hi real quick?
That's how PewDiePie used to start off his
I'm live right now.
Then.
Do you want to say hi? Did Mom give you a bunch of sugar or something?
No, I had 2 bomb pops.
That's probably
Hey,
what.
Colton.
There we go.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Say hi.
Hello.
Say hi, Lisa and Mike and Jay. Okay, bye.
He's like, hi, bye.
Hippity happity hats and go rest,
All right, can you go upstairs and shut the door then? There you go. Yeah. So now you can see why I'm passionate about the DAS system. What?
Gotta love his entrances.
Supposed to be a
Goodness
convenience. Supposed to be a convenience for people that need it,
It's
and
not
that's
a
what it needs to be.
Yeah.
It needs to be stripped down to the basics, the bare bone basics.
Yeah.
What is going to make it work strictly for the people that legit need it?
I love you, Disney, but you got to get better at certain things. I am gonna pull something up here, and those would be a problem. Yeah,
That
exactly.
makes a great point.
You can't change your dining reservations, right?
Right.
Remember, people and kids with special needs who are on the spectrum also have certain regimens and times and everything specific. Colton has an alarm on his phone set for everything.
Mhm.
Time to wake up, time to have breakfast, time to take a shower, time to eat dinner, time to go to bed. Everything on his phone has an alarm that tells him this is time to do something. Now you want me to tell him that I can't give you that. So I know you're not just meeting me, but again, hey, anyway,
halfway into the show. Halfway into the show.
This is Disneyland Indy Ride.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Indiana Jones
Adventure of the Forbidden Eye.
right, the queue. So Jay, you've done this
Temple
before?
of the Forbidden Eye. This has one of the I've been doing I did the queue before the ride opened.
Wow.
Back in the 3 months prior to it opening. They let us walk in part of the queue.
You need that.
It was such an exciting time because, and here's what's so great about the queue. Uh-oh. Am I around?
Wrong one. Oh, no, wrong one.
Am I frozen?
No, you're there. I can see you and hear you.
Am I frozen?
No.
Not for us.
Okay, because I was saying
on
such
our
good
end.
stuff. I was
No.
saying such good
You are saying great stuff.
Oh,
Get back to
man.
it. So, and this
Man.
ride, the ride vehicle and the ride is like the same as Dinosaur, but only it's themed to Indy.
Okay, no.
God bless you.
No, Dinosaur is a clone of the awesome Indiana Jones adventure.
It is.
It is the same track and same vehicles, same layout, same building. But this is why I want Indy at Disney World. It's such a better ride. What's great about this queue is the ride itself. Disneyland is so small. The ride itself is in the parking lot. So you enter that temple, you go up a ramp, you enter that temple, you go around a monolith, and then you start twisting and turning and going through caves and excavations and all kinds of crazy dangers and more caves. And you have just walked a half mile outside Disneyland under the railroad tracks.
That's
to
cool.
get to the ride.
It's so much different than Disney World in the layout, like
And so it's
land-wise, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's freeways and
It's
highways
just-
in California, like basically right there.
half a mile away from where
Yeah.
you're standing. Yeah, literally.
It's nuts how that all worked out.
Not even half a mile. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen,
But
like,
it has one of the best queues in Disney history.
it looks really cool. It reminds me of several different rides at Disney World. It reminds me kind of Expedition Everest, of Cali River Rapids. So it has a really cool looking vibe to it.
This is why when the Pictianos go to Disneyland, I want to go with you guys because
I'm thinking next year should probably be the trip. Mike's saying, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mike, what are you eating?
Because
Mike's
You
become,
really-
he become the new Alan.
I know.
Are you
Wait
eating-
till you see what this is. I'm going to
Wait,
tell on him.
You're not eating-
Alan,
Oh, you're eating the red
Wait a
hot?
minute.
Ooh,
Wait a
I need
minute.
those.
What? Red Hat
Dave,
Goldfish.
Dave, Mike smells.
Mike smells. Mike
smells.
smells. Well, Mike
Oh,
smells like
no.
hot sauce right
It
now.
smells good.
If you eat that whole bag on air, though, you might have some tummy issues.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Probably.
He's
yeah,
only
it's
eating,
possible.
Like one at a
As long as the
time.
mic doesn't
Alright.
pick him up. As long
That-
as the mic doesn't pick up tummy issues.
Kim, we need the goldfish, red hot goldfish. We need that
You
because
like them?
They are pretty good.
Is it Frank's red hot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that.
Let's try it.
I need Jason Skipper J to also tell us about the racers in Disneyland. So this is Radiator Springs. And Lisa, Mike, have you been to Disneyland, Mike?
No.
Okay.
I
me
tell
neither.
everyone they have to go to Cars Land.
You have to, right?
Huh?
Mm.
Oh, yes.
Cars Land is one of the best things
What's up, dude?
parks have done in the last 50 years.
I just noticed now in this picture that I loaded and I've looked at several times that rock formation is actually the radiator grill of a car. And there's like the header on
Dude,
it.
You're gonna be blown away when you get inside this land. Because it is so big. You feel like a little kid again.
Kim, we're going to Disneyland next year. This is my trip next year instead of Disney World. Take a year off, Kim. We're going to Disneyland. Disneyland, the new hotel should be open by then.
Yeah.
DVC Hotel, Kim. We could stay there. We could also go to Universal, California, and Disneyland, and that would be really cool. So that's it right there.
Absolutely.
That's my hometown. I can show you all the best stuff outside the parks.
That would be awesome, man. In the parks,
that's my
out of the
home
parks.
turf.
I want that.
All the secrets, all the little things. I will give you the grand fiesta tour of Disneyland.
Shake, 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 Sonora. Sorry, I got excited for a second. Did everyone just hear him say, Kim, I said take the year off from Disney World, not Disney. We're going to Disneyland.
Let's all take, you know what? Let's all take a year off and just go to the parks every day.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like a year off means we're going to a different place.
A year off from World and go to Land. But
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
I'm really glad you brought up Cars Land. And I mean, because that's the whole thing is amazing. The ride, everything. The racers are amazing. So yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah,
when
we got to try
what
that.
I love about this queue is you go down the long strip of town.
Yep. You see the fire station I can picture it. Uh-oh. Jay is there?
Is Jay frozen? I'm still here.
He was frozen for just a second.
Okay, now he's back.
There we go.
And I'm trying to get my here it goes.
Chris says you guys have to see the beaches. I agree. Southern California has the most beautiful beaches anywhere.
I agree.
Yeah. So we can do all those things.
Don't go to Black's Beach. Just don't go to Black's Beach, you guys. Do not go to Black's Beach in San Diego.
I've always wanted to go to San Diego.
Clothing optional, so make sure you don't.
Oh, Laguna Beach! I used to watch Laguna Beach on MTV. I know all those people. Sorry,
you know all those people.
I used to watch that show. From the show. I don't know them personally, but hey, you know what else has a cool ride queue? Star Tours in Disney World.
It does.
You literally are wrapped around an AT-AT outside, right?
Yes.
That's very cool.
That is,
yeah.
I mean,
that is why I love this queue.
Yeah, look at that. You're under it at some points.
Yes.
Dude, that was one of my favoriteest toys growing up, and there it is for real.
And then you've got the inside part, which is also very cool. There's all different like animated, droids doing stuff and talking to you. You know, I love it. I think it's a great queue.
Dave, what I will tell you, what cracks me up about the Star Tours queue at Hollywood Studios is, so when Star Tours opened at Disneyland first in '87, they fit it into the existing space for the existing ride, Adventure Through Inner Space, and so the queue path is the old queue path where the Star Speeder is where the ride, the big microscope piece was. And so when they brought it to Florida, rather than let's design something new, they pretty much, it has the same layout. Things are in the same place. It just gets a little bigger in the second half, but that opening is pretty much a approximate replica of what was at Disneyland before.
Do you think Star Tours in Disney World would be, or Disneyland, would they be more popular if they were now moved to Galaxy's Edge? Because like at Disney World, I know when we're there, it's like a 5-minute walk on, literally.
Yeah, and I love Star Tours to this day.
Yeah, it's fun.
Think Star Tours I think it should get moved to Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, like I think that you're
at Disney World. At Disneyland, it needs to go.
Needs to be removed totally.
Oh, completely gone.
Yeah.
There's no space for it.
No.
There's no space for it once you start New Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I think that you would balance out the other two rides in Disney World with that, and the wait times would increase. But in Hollywood Studios, where it is right now, I mean, even when the line is long, you're still moving pretty fast. So
and it makes no sense to have that ride outside of Galaxy's Edge now. It never made sense to have all three trilogies intermingling while you're on the ride. Characters from the three movies. It should stay one trilogy per ride. So just go ahead and move it over to Galaxy's Edge. Make like a whole like, hey, this is the travel depot.
Yeah,
give us a real restaurant.
Very true.
Right.
Our friend Donald Nicholson, who is our new one of our new co-hosts. He's not here tonight.
Yay!
But he said in our admin messaging chat, 2 different ride queues that are very cool that you can tie together are Expedition Everest, right?
Wait, Dave, hold on a second. Dave, I gotta stop you. You just buried the lead. Donald is our new co-host.
He's one of our new Yeah, I'm sorry.
We should have led with that at the start.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I get all excited for Saturday. There's so many things running through my head. I can't remember everything.
That is what we should have started with, actually.
Donald Nicholson is one of our new co-hosts. That was pretty good.
Yay!
And his suggestion was do Expedition Everest and tie it in with Cali River Rapids. And I have to be honest, I never thought of it, but the ride queues are kind of similar, but different with all the details. So if you've ever done either one or you haven't, you got to take your time in the ride queues for Expedition Everest and Cali River Rapids at Disney World Animal Kingdom. They're near each other when you're in the park, and the details are amazing.
I say there's lots to see in the details.
Right? Yeah.
You learn about Yetis. You learn a lot about the culture of the area. So
yeah, I see like in this picture here, there's some giant steins, but in the one little shelf, there seems to be Aladdin
like the lamp.
A lamp, right? You see them? Yeah.
Yes.
And I never noticed that before. So there's a lot of hidden secret details in these ride queues that the Imagineers put there, and you've really got to pay attention to them.
Actually, what I love about these 2 ride queues is again, it's the selling of the time, the place, the story. They're so simple. It's just a bunch of props on the wall, but the way it's done, your mind says you're in a time and place about to be in a story.
Yeah, and this is Cali River Rapids, and what I love about this is not only the details, but if you're a fan of Angry Birds and played Angry Birds Rio before with all the bird cages, you know what I mean?
I didn't think about that.
This brings me right back to when Colton was like 5 years old and playing Angry Birds Rio, and him being upset because he couldn't beat the board and I had to beat it. But the details are amazing in Animal Kingdom. Don't sleep on the ride queues at Animal Kingdom, guys.
It's such a beautiful park. It
is.
Did we talk about Pandora last week? Or
no, we didn't. I don't know how we skipped over one of the greatest queues.
Okay, so I have. Okay. I said it last week, like about Toy Story Land. You know how, like I said, Slinky Dog ride queue basically starts when you walk into the area? For me, Pandora is a ride queue. That land is aesthetically stunning, guys. And
both rides start the second you walk in.
Like when you walk in, like the theming for the rides and the theming is literally when you walk in there. I love Navi River Journey and Flight of Passage. Like this Navi River Journey, the ride, a lot of people don't really like. I love the ride. I love the music to it. And it's so pretty.
People give it crap, but you can't have thrills all day long.
No.
Flight of Passage is thrilling. It's nice to literally go downstairs and just relax after being on your feet and standing.
I mean, look at Flight of Passage, the colors.
It's beautiful.
And then you've got right. I mean, you've got
takes you to the movies. Like you feel like again you're walking in the movies. So, you know, we gushed over Cars again. You know,
and pictures don't do it justice. That's like a 12-foot animatronic.
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have their whole scientific area for studying things. I mean, when I rewatch the movies, because we get to do that often around here, you know, I'm like, oh, I didn't see that. We had a friend with us one of the last times that I took all the kids, who happened to
Hi, Mary.
work on that too when they were building it.
Oh,
and
wow.
he was giving us all the details. Well, if you notice this looks like the bunker here. And so pretty soon, all the people around us were looking at him. And they said, how do you know all this? Are you just an expert in this ride?
Well,
and then one of my kids blurted out, he's an Imagineer. So everyone was like, oh, so then people started asking questions. Like it was really fun because my kids are really blessed to hang out with.
Did they start like grabbing at his clothes like a religious figure?
But to get that background and that story in those cues that he knows the backstory behind.
You got to know the backstories because
you really do.
Right. Like there's so much information that the Imagineers put there. And if you don't pay attention to it, you're just a person on a line waiting for a ride.
Yes.
You have to understand, like when you're on Jungle Cruise, that sound in the background and all those jokes going on, that's part of the ride. Like, you know, for not, and Kim just said, like, you have to see my face. Navi River, I love Navi River, and the music of Navi River cracks me up because it sounds like in the song that they're singing, and I'm singing the whole time, and I don't care who's.
And we all kind of rock back and forth.
Yes, it's fun.
I have a confession. Whenever I ride that ride, this is terrible. But whenever we get to that animatronic of the shaman and she's singing, I start doing Nell from the movie Nell. Chicken baby.
Chicken baby. Chicken baby. Chicken nanny. Hello.
You know, we were talking about disabilities, but that was, you know, Navi River Journey. We were able to take my friend's service dog on there.
Oh, wow.
It's, you know, many of the rides, their service dogs have to be put in a certain area, but we were able to take Mowgli right on, and he sat with us, and he just chilled. He was like, "Man,
really?
this is my life." But
they don't have like a separate boat; it's just one of the regular boats, huh?
One of the regular boats.
Oh, cool! Yep. And his name is Mowgli, like our cat Mowgli.
He's passed away. He was such an amazing dog, but now Kona B is in training to be the service dog now. But Mowgli just did amazing in all of those different lands, and I learned a lot about, you know. So, like for example, Big Thunder Mountain. I know that's completely different, but you have to put your service animal in.
Like they have to wait.
They have to wait, and then and then they can come out. But Big Thunder Mountain.
There it is.
But it'd be like safari. You can't take on Kilimanjaro safari. You can't take a service animal. But on those
that makes sense.
They can go on and it's actually, I feel like those rides in Pandora are like that full experience. You've got the sights, sounds, smells, all of it. So
can I take my next dog on the Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror?
Oh my God. I mean, and so now I have a question about the service dog. when you can't take them on Big Thunder or something, does somebody have to stay behind, or does a cast member watch them?
A cast member stays with them. The cast member stays and watches them.
That's my job. I want that job for the rest of my life.
You would never get your dog back, though. I'd be like, all right, guys, I got to go home. I got this dog I'm taking again. I'm stealing another one.
I love every dog.
The cast member stays
with
them. That's actually... I didn't even think about sharing that experience.
Yellow Shoes. Yes. If you're watching or listening, hire me. I want
I want to be the cast member that
wants to be the dog.
But you're not supposed to touch the dog, which is another issue. Does anyone realize
that's not going to happen? That's not going to
how hard that is when the people walk by?
Yeah. But I a million times said, he's working. You can't
Right.
pet him. When he's off work or taking a break, you might be able to pet him.
Same speech I gave to Kim about going, and if she runs into Dinjarjan and Grogu at Hollywood Studios, you can't touch Grogu.
He's working.
And Kim said it's going to be really hard, so you're going to get us kicked out. And I said, yeah, he's working. You can't touch him. Okay, Kim?
Dude,
so
I'm
she
taking
says I'll
Grogu
try not
home.
to.
I have a
Nah,
plan.
guys, you're going to get kicked out.
I have a plan. They won't even notice.
Better be a good
Be
plan.
like a magic trick. He's so shifty.
Well, we were just looking at some Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because we brought this up last week. Seven Dwarfs has another amazing queue.
Yes, for sure.
Right? Like, oh my God, why did I just lose my pictures for it? Oh, here it is. And Big Thunder, I mean. So Big Thunder Mountain in the ride queue, there's so many different things that you can do and knobs you can like touch and like things you can like spin. It's so much fun. I get so excited. Explosives. Don't touch the explosives. Just grab it. You're funny.
One of my favorite signs in any Disney park is in this queue, and it's the dude looking for roommates, but not allowed to eat beans. Must not eat
because of the explosives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I mean, yeah, man, people take advantage.
I'll tell you, because at Disneyland, Big Thunder, you kind of you go through some rock work and you're outdoors the whole time and you watch the train go by you and you have to go up to the station.
Right.
It's a great outdoor area. It's great on a sunny, warm day. It's great for talking. But between the two, I prefer the queue at Disney World. I like going through the mining facility and down to the trains through the mine. And again, the whole story's better.
Was it last year? We didn't have, now that the Fast Pass has gone, there's lightning lanes and stuff. I said to Kim, like the wait time wasn't that long or something. And we're like, yeah, let's get online and do it. Instead of like doing, what the normal DAS or time, line is, we went through that part of the ride queue and it was so fun. So sometimes I think you might have to risk waiting in line a little longer to see the cool queues.
There's some queues. Honestly, if given the option, I prefer to go through the interactive part of the Haunted Mansion queue. I like all the touch and see all this stuff because I'm
seriously. I gotta blow this up, Mike. Your watch is freaking me out right now. Check it out. Wait, hold on.
There's a fan.
Oh wait, no, but I was just getting in a trance. That was so cool.
Hold it up so that.
Yeah, it was the fan was going off on your watch.
Like you were.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Trying to get a picture of it because it was like.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
There you go. Now it's doing it again. Now zoomed out.
I zoomed out. Mike, have you ever done Dumbo?
Oh gosh, no. Dad said we didn't do Dumbo in 2004.
You didn't know? So
we didn't do it
but see, that's back when Dumbo was. That's back before they moved Dumbo. Yeah.
Well, so Dumbo in Disney World, and I don't know about Disneyland. Jay, you can talk about this. They have an area where kids go and play.
This area is so cool.
Yeah. Look at it. I mean, and then you get a pager like you're out to dinner, but it says, hey, your time for the ride is up. And the kids are, you're like, hey, kids, come on. You got to get off of the little play area. And then the one kid's, but you're like, get off the play area.
Okay, I've heard friends tell me their kid enjoys the play area more than the ride, and they have a hard time getting it out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they need one for adults with a bar?
Well,
yeah, it would
with a bar right next door.
Yeah. It would be a foam pit with pretzels and beer and charcuterie.
A foam pit. Oh.
Pretzels and beer and a foam pit with adults.
Diapers or something. Yeah.
Dave and Jay throw a rave at Dumbo Circus.
Did we cover Roger Rabbit yet?
No, we didn't. But
you wanted me to talk. I brought it up. There you go. See?
Oh, Dave. This is one of the coolest queues ever.
So this is Disneyland Toontown Fair. Is that what it's called?
This is Disneyland Toontown, back of the park behind Small World. And it doesn't look like much from the outside. But once you go inside, you're walking through the back streets of Toontown.
The outside looks very cool, though, because it looks like you're getting into something crazy right here.
Oh, all of Toontown looks like this. I friggin' love it.
Look at a ride vehicle.
Yeah.
How cute is that?
How cute.
I love it. Look at this.
But there's so much going on. You have to knock at the door at the club and hear the monkey go, "What's the password?"
You're like 23 skidoo, kid.
Yeah, you see Jessica walking backward and forward in front of a window talking to herself.
That's awesome.
You saw all the main players in the movies, but you are literally, once you go inside, you are outside in the mean back alleys of Toontown, and you wind your way through all of this great cartoon queue until you get into the ride.
Nice.
The queue it's an even better version of the Peter Pan queue at Magic Kingdom, even though it's now 30 years old.
Wow.
It's such an imaginative, fun, again, one of those things I can't wait to show you guys. Be like, welcome to.
Yeah, I think a lot of people walk right past it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the queue. Do the queue.
Disneyland has a lot of cool dark rides that they've maintained and kept. And whenever I watch vlogs, I keep hearing the people talk about the dark ride. So it's very cool. Yeah, I got to do it.
Love the dark rides.
I want to give kudos to after bashing Disney World earlier for It's a Small World. They have added a character in a wheelchair, and I want to thank them for inclusion after bashing them for basically, their lack of the DAS pass system working properly. But I don't have a picture of it, but recently It's a Small World, and the queue is a lot of fun, and you're online and you can look at like all the moving parts, and in Disneyland it's outside, but they did add a character at Disney World. I don't know about Disneyland, who is in a wheelchair. So
Land came first.
Land. Yeah. Okay, so Land. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
It's going worldwide, which is the cool part.
Right, and so that's really nice that you're being inclusive, and people can feel that they're included when they see a character like them in the ride.
Representation,
yeah, it really does. Yeah,
I've said this before as a joke, but it's also not a joke. When I was growing up, the only two gay people I had on TV were Peppermint Patty and Aquaman, and they were both cartoon characters.
And I learned from you that Peppermint Patty was gay then.
That's right.
And Kim was like, "David, you didn't know?" And I'm like, "I didn't know. Sorry."
Dude, Marcy called her sir. Come on.
Oh yeah, you're right. Now it all makes sense.
And Pauline doesn't count because that was Pauline.
Did we cover a dinosaur last week in Disney World?
We didn't.
We didn't?
We did, but it's the one that has the mayo mustard ketchup.
Yes, I don't have a picture of that, but I'm so confused at what we did and didn't cover. And these are all photos that I actually took. I didn't grab off the internet, but so again, dinosaur is just like Indy in Disneyland.
No, it's not. Indy is better.
Indy's better.
You take that back, sir.
Take it back. It's the same ride vehicle system. And they say that the track is basically the same, but it's themed differently. So, but the queue is a lot of fun. So, I like that about dinosaur.
The queue for me has always been the first half of the story. That's your
prelude to the ride.
Right.
It's like half of the movie. Yeah. That's what sets you up, and then you bam, there we go, the second half.
Right.
Yeah. Even if you hadn't seen any of the Indiana Jones movies, like you would be ready to go on an archaeological adventure. Like if you hadn't exposed.
The world has not seen the world's greatest movie, Raiders of the Lostest Ark.
I probably have
Raiders of the Lostest Ark.
Lostest Ark is the greatest movie ever made.
Lostest Ark, yeah, it is a good one.
Lostest Ark,
good movie. I'm sorry.
That's one of those rides that I have some, dinosaur. My kids haven't been to Disneyland, but I have some fantastically feared rides or pictures for my kids.
NTD Disneyland trip
for sure.
That is, I think I know a travel agent.
I know.
I think I know a travel agent.
I I still do that as on mood lighting, you know. So yeah, I know you know a few, but yeah, I love to help plan those trips. It's a lot of fun, especially for people that have never been. Like that is my absolute favorite because you don't really know what you're getting into the first time that you're going to a park. You don't know what you're.
Kim, I love you, my sister, but I'm gonna disagree on two. I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. I legit think it's one of the greatest movies ever made in the history of cinema.
I can't remember what I was watching. I watched them all,
I love The Last Crusade. It's a great film.
You like that one?
And then we have Temple of Doom, which can't decide if it's a kid's film or an adult film. And it keeps going back and forth. And it's really, and I'm sorry, the kid gets on my nerves.
Yeah. The kid gets on
Leave Data alone.
I have nothing against the actor or the character, but it's like this is where the film needs to decide. Is it an adult film or a kid's film? It's trying to have it both ways. And so you go from "You call him Dr. Jones, no kissy kissy" to "Monkey brains. Let's gross everyone out with monkey brains."
I still get grossed up by the monkey brains to this day.
See? It can't decide what it wants to be. Is it going to be PG-13 or G? What are we doing here?
It was gross.
Sure. You know, I was wondering.
And notice I didn't even mention the fourth film because that one doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Shia LaBeouf. Did I say the wrong thing? I said
I watched it once.
Yeah.
All of them that you wanted to do tonight. I know we haven't talked about Peter Pan.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I love it when we're on fire, though, and we have a topic and we'll get to it. We have lots to talk about first.
Well, I did also load in here because Jay, you said so Disneyland Haunted Mansion.
Look at that.
And the difference between Disney World. So I loaded some just a couple photos because we touched on Disney World's Haunted Mansion last week, right?
I will gush over both. I love the storytelling. I love everything about Magic Kingdom's queue. Disneyland, this is my OG. This is my first love right here. Right. You enter the gates, you walk through the gardens, you enter through the veranda on the side. It's just a lovely little house. You wouldn't know except for all the tombstones everywhere.
Right.
Except for this is a haunted house.
We should also maybe one time we should because we've never been I don't think any of us have ever been to the overseas parks.
Mm-hmm.
Like bring up some of their you have? Where?
I've been to Paris.
Really? Okay, so I didn't know that, but we can like bring up like the ride queues for those as well, and like talk about them.
Because we're down to the end, I'm just going to talk about Phantom Manor.
It's called Phantom Manor, right?
The best of all the haunted mansions on the planet.
And that's in Disneyland.
In Frontierland, yes. Disneyland Paris.
Right.
It takes place in Frontierland. And this is our fourth haunted mansion in the line. And now at this point, the Imagineers have been like free to just let it rot and decay and be old and overgrown. And so when you come into Frontierland, it's high on a hill in the back, looking at everything.
I've seen photos.
And there's so much land. They use so much space to tell a story there. You enter down below, you walk through the decrepit gardens. You go through the stable that's been long abandoned. You go through the other gardens on the side of the house. It's a long queue. It's designed to hold
really take it in, right?
So if you hit it at the right time of day, it feels like you're in your own horror movie.
Oh, cool.
You're walking all of this, and it's super creepy. And the only thing familiar is the mansion theme.
Yeah. So we should do that one night, like talk about and you know, we're not going to know a lot of them, but at least we can look at them and kind of maybe gauge the differences between.
We should do an overseas show.
Yeah, we should. Right. Talk about like all the overseas parks.
Oh, I thought you meant we were going overseas. I got so excited for just one split second.
I know a travel agent.
We are. And Mike was going to surprise us, but I'll tell you now, Mike is actually taking all of us. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you,
No, that would be really cool. Like idea, I think.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, like, take it in, and maybe we could find people that have been to those parks before and have them on. That'd be pretty cool. So, yeah, there's so many different ride queues, and we can't touch every one of them, but we covered a lot of Disneyland and Disney World.
We can do this for months if we're honest. Yeah.
Guys, take advantage of the ride queues.
This could take us like half the year.
Right? There's so much detail there. So,
get lost in the story.
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
Truly, yeah.
That was their intention. So
I think of it as the introduction or the first third of your story.
Right.
Queues are really part of the ride. Like they
are seriously
thought through. Yeah. And if people think that it's just a time to play games and chit chat, they're missing out.
Yeah,
like, really are.
Put your phone down and look around, and all these things that were designed to take you to another time and place.
I have a question before we go.
Uh-oh.
Is the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot part of the queue for Grand Fiesta Tour?
Yes, and I will die on this hill.
Yeah, I think so too. Because there's not really a queue and waiting in line for the actual ride, but the whole area is before the ride. So is that the queue? Like, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be.
I actually think it's the most brilliant queue on Disney's part, because before you ever get in line, who hasn't tried on a hat and taken a sombrero with a duck clip picture?
Right. And
who hasn't you have shopped and eaten, you have spent money before you even get in the actual line.
Right. And if you've been to Mexico, like you've got the stores, you've got the bright colors, you've got all of those things.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
It really is part of that ambiance.
Right.
Part of that ride. So
yeah, I mean, everything is leading up to either the restaurant or the ride. And in order to get to either one of them, you basically are walking through the center of town.
Right.
So I think they're kind of like, okay, there's not enough space for a ride queue, so this is the queue part of it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
and I love it.
And I'm going to end tonight on a bummer note, and this is why it will never be converted to Coco. Can you imagine trying to get a 2-hour line? Oh, did I cut out?
No, not at all. I thought you were going to say
I'm going to end tonight on a bummer note. No, I miss my stinky boy. I haven't seen him in a while.
I know, it's been
this
weeks.
Is why Coco will never, ever. Oh,
you're good.
My internet keeps dying right at the end when I want to say something.
Right at the climax.
We can hear you. We can hear you just fine.
No, but can you? Okay. Oh, can you imagine though a 2-hour wait trying to get it through there?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, my internet sucks. I'm done. Good night.
All right. Well, listen, with that, we're going to say good night to everybody. We're going to say have a great rest of your weekend. We love you guys.
We love you.
Thank you for joining. Now that's Disney's Disney
Alan
Night
smells.
Live. Mike, thank you for being so cool in that hat. I didn't wear it again tonight because I figured you might have it on. I'm going to be wearing it next month, though, Mike.
Go for it.
All right. You too.
Thank you for paying for our overseas journey.
Yes, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it in advance. Thank you for taking me to all the different parks. Mary, feel better?
Yes, feel very.
Yes, he's paying for our food. And the bad news, he's paying for my drinks. You'll need a second job for that. I love you guys. We love you guys. DMagicWorld.com. Enjoy the ride queues. You're the best. Jay, play the video to take us out, please.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Alan is a smelly boy, a stinky Alan.
Don smells little.
And let's